Hello everybody, this is my new vinyl update video. We're going to start with the Beatles' Hey Jude. This is on the Capital Orange label from the 70s. The original Apple one said Beatles Again. This is basically a compilation of all singles that never made it to an album, along with Ballad of Johnny Yoko and Old Brown Shoe, which made their vinyl debut on here. Next is a German issue of Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Deja Vu. It's on the Atlantic label, the green and red one. What I like about overseas European British copies is that they're so glossy, and one thing I hate about them though is that they're so flimsy. That's why you barely find a good British LP in good shape. Good example was my Beatles Parlophone first pressing mono of Beatles for Sale. It's beat up to hell, where American albums were made more of thicker cardboard and they last a little bit longer. But this is in great shape. The LP is here on the side, of course. But one thing it's hard for me though is I'm looking for it. It says nothing on the spine, so I can't find it really well. So I put it in a little designated spot. Next is Chicago 2. It came out, it was just called Chicago. This is their second album, of course. It later was designated with 2. This is a reissue from, I want to say, 70, 71. Even though this album came out in 70, it came out on the old Columbia label, which you would see is red, and it would say 360 stereo surround in white with arrows pointing on either side going around the label. Well, this one's on the Columbia with the gold Columbia, words written around it over and over in red. It's a double LP. It was supposed to come with a poster. I don't have it, but excuse me, it has a Chicago fan. I love this LP. I love Chicago LPs. The first 3 LPs, actually the first 5, in Carnegie Hall. It's just amazing. They just sound so good. The horns and everything. It just makes you get in the groove, especially with Terry Kath and his deep vocals and his kick-ass guitar, especially on this album on 25 or 624. He's just amazing. And sorry for that scratch noise, it's my cat. Next is a UK copy of Chicago 3. This was supposed to also come with a poster. And the US poster was each of the band members dressed up in period clothing from different wars with, casualties from each war, all up to Vietnam, which up to that date it put how many casualties were in that war, and up to 1972, 1, I think, sorry. The British LP came out with a poster with just them as a band, not dressed up in anything, not trying to make a statement, but this is on a nice CBS labels. I just want to say that British pressings and overseas pressings sound most of the time a lot better than US pressings. I mean, it's on thicker vinyl, it's not warped to hell at all, and it sounds amazing. It's just, compared to the other 2 Chicago albums I have, Chicago 2 from America and Chicago Transit Authority, the first LP, I mean, which are a little bit warped and hear a little more pops, even after cleaning, this overall sounds the best. This does not have a sleeve with it, sadly enough. I wish it did, a plastic sleeve. I would show you the labels, but I might as well. They both slide together, and they both have these same outer sleeves, which are kind of glossy in a way. Simon and Garfunkel promoting it. Let me show you. This is the CBS label. On the original British copy of Zombies Odyssey and Oracle, you'd see this label, but the copy of Zombies and Odyssey and Oracle that I have has labels sort of like this, but it's a reissue on Beat Records, but they try to copy the look of this, of CBS, made in England, of course. I will, kind of easy, you can slide it back in. Now, this is Creedence Clearwater Revival. This is their first LP with Susie Q on it. It actually says that right there. This is probably the cost of it a while ago. No clue where this came from. I didn't buy it at Rainbow's End. I just left it on there because I didn't know if it was an original or not. This is a Canadian copy, actually, on the Fantasy label. Whoever thought doing a black and white photo and putting white words, took me forever to read it. Want to see the Made in Canada part? It's on the side. It says printed in Canada. Good album. I love Creedence Clearwater Revival. I can listen to them all day. This is an American copy on Fantasy label of Born on the Bayou. The cover's a bit beat up, but the LP's in great shape. This is one of my favorite LPs, actually. This and Cosmo's Factory, which you'll be seeing in a second. Next is Green River by Creedence Clearwater Revival. This LP's in wonderful shape. The cover, the inner sleeve, the media itself. It's on Fantasy label as well. Very minimal ring wear, which I like. Green River, big one. Low Die. Bad Moon Rising. Cross-Eye Walker's a good one, too. My favorite, Cosmo's Factory. Yes, I don't have Willie and the Poor Boys yet. I'm waiting to get that because I want to hear Fortunate Son. I do have the Chronicles, which has it on there, but, you know, you want the original. This Cosmo's Factory is on Fantasy. I believe this is a reissue. It came with a cool little sleeve here with all their LPs. Of course, that being their latest one. And this is what I need to get, Willie and the Poor Boys. That's them, which is pretty neat too. It's a little warped, but I don't hear it. It's very light. Like they pressed it on very small amount of vinyl, but it sounds really good. You don't hear it at all, and it lays pretty flat in my turntable. But when I put it on my Crosby, which has the open sides, you can see it warp a little more. Now I have another copy of this. I bought a new one because the one I have is missing a chop here in the corner. This is Procol Harum's first album. In America, it has Whiter Shade of Pale on it, which is they're really known for a song, which I love. But I also love Procol Harum, even when they weren't popular. They're a good prog rock band. They're one of the good starters of prog rock too. The reason I bought the second album is, as you can see here, it says stereo, electronically reprocessed. Now, I was thinking that, you know, well, the Beatles, their albums had electronically reprocessed as stereo here in the States. They weren't told that way, but they sounded pretty good, you know. Whoever pressed this or taped this sucked horribly. Horribly. They should have been shot, they should have been fired. Now, I'm a man of the Deram label. I like the Deram label. Moody Blues came on the Deram label. Another good prog rock band. But what gets me is that this album's in wonderful shape. It's flat. I cleaned the hell out of it. It sounds horrible. The story behind it is Procol Harum, they lost for this album their stereo tapes. So he's the mono one. And you know, you'd think that, you know, they'd do better with making it sound kind of a bit stereo, but it didn't. You could hear white noise like crazy between each song. And on, let's see what song here. You hear it a lot, which is, I love all these songs. Surtees Outside the Gates of. Now, that just hears so much and it kind of ruins it. This is a wonderful album, and I just imagine buying this back in the 60s. It's just, you know, how many people must have been turned off by it. And it's such a beautiful album, even without Whiter Shade of Pale. Christmas Camel is good, Conquistador, Kaleidoscope, and Repent Will Purges. That's an amazing song. And you get the little fun Mabel. And on the UK pressing, good old Captain Clack. Good Captain Clack, which is not on here. They took that out and put Whiter Shade of Pale in. And they move things around, considering. But I do say, pick up this album, stereo or not. It's a good listen. And if you can find a mono copy, God bless you, pick that up and keep it. It's amazing. I'm trying to find one. I thought it was a mess up. Like the one I had before was a misprint. I thought like maybe they screwed up on it, but after I bought this one, it sounds exactly the same. But then again, oh well, it happens. What they do for money. This is Procol Harum's third album. I want to get the second album, Shine On Brightly, but this is the third, A Salty Dog, which is also a pretty well-known Procol Harum song. It's on A&M Records, not Deram. They left Deram, but in the UK they're on Regal Solophone, which is part of EMI. This is a very good album. The only song I dislike is Crucifixion Lane, which is by Robin Trower. It's good, but his voice just doesn't, I don't know. Between All This and More and Pilgrim's Progress, it just doesn't fit. I don't know how to really say it. It's covered here by a place where I got it, Jerusalem Records in Brookfield, Connecticut. You want to go there? Go there. But 203 from 775-7074. Too bad I can't get money for that. This is in great shape. Next and finally, this is Procol Harum's home album. Excuse me. It's also on A&M. This was basically a board game. Oh, not last. I had another one. Sorry. It's basically a board game form here. You know, it's basically shoots and ladders type of thing. You start here. Procol Harum didn't like this because they were a prog rock band. You know, they wanted something, you know how prog rock bands are. They have cool artwork on the outside of it. They were going to have a tombstone with the sun in the background, and said Procol Harum on it with a big foot. I forget how it looks like. Probably sounds funny that way I'm saying it. If you want to look it up, Procol Harum Home. They have their own site. It's a good site. Fans made the site. Other countries thought it was called Procol Harum Whoosh because it's part of the game. It's a good album. It's a dark album. It starts off with a nice fast-paced rocker, Whiskey Train, which I can't show you because it's not on the back cover. And then the second song is A Dead Man's Dream. It's a good song. It's a great song. It's just very dark. It gives you those dark moments. It's a prog rock band, and there's my cat meowing. And finally, another prog rock hit. Jethro Tull. His greatest hits is his MU, which I looked up and said that's Musicians Union, since he had so many members play throughout all these songs. Of course, the favorite, Aqualung. I'm trying to find Aqualung and his second album, Stand Up, which are two of my favorites I've been listening to a lot on my computer. Although this is a good LP, it's on Chrysalis, which is offshoot label of EMI, green label. And that's all I gotta show you today. Thank you.